It takes a revolution to make a solution.
Hey guys, Tim from Head to Head here. Apologize for the sound quality. I may have blown up my microphone at this year's Global Marijuana March. And like the Global Marijuana March, this video is about marijuana. And it's about your eligibility to possess a license that allows you to travel all within this country with cannabis, on the plane, in your car, wherever. Maybe even want to grow your own. And that's something that people ask me a lot of the time, because they come into Head to Head here in the Queen City and they see marijuana growing right in the middle of the store, and they're completely blown away that this is happening. And they say, well, I'm not sick, Well, define being sick, man. Every Canadian citizen is eligible to use cannabis. Back in 2001, when the federal government legalized marijuana for medicinal purposes, they didn't want to tell you that every Canadian citizen was eligible, but they did make forms. And on my website, Head Shop Canada, if you go to the bottom left-hand side, there's a thing that says Useful Resources. In those Useful Resources, it says Legal Cannabis Application. You click that, it's a direct link to Health Canada's website, where yes, there's a ton of forms. It can be quite confusing, but I'm just going to break down these forms for you real quick. What you need, the important things of what you need to get a license, and your beginning steps. Now, I still do these one-on-one consultations with people in my shop, on the phone, on the website. I try to gather as many people and teach as many people how to get these licenses, because a lot of compassion clubs don't want to help people get these licenses, because yeah, it's a little bit of work, but at the same time, if they don't help you get this license, then you'll be stuck purchasing marijuana from them. And to me, I don't know, you can't really put a dollar value on compassion, so I don't think of me as a compassion club. I do distribute cannabis, but I do it free of charge. If you want to learn more about that, again, there's lots of stuff on Head Shop Canada about that. Anyway, this is about the forms and a quick breakdown. You're either a B1 or a B2 application. B1 application, yes, terminally ill people. This is what a lot of people think that you have to be in order to get a license for marijuana. Yes, people that suffer from spinal cord injuries and diseases and MS and AIDS and cancer and epilepsy and arthritis. Of course, these are B1 applications. These are terminal illnesses. Okay, this is a fairly easy license to get. If your doctor's not willing to help you with that, I suggest finding a new doctor. But the B2s, these are the ones that I like. This is anything there and above. You got eating disorder, sleeping disorder, anxiety, depression. You got alcoholism, drug abuse problems, anger issues, things like that. Anything under the sun. Why do you use cannabis? You're probably using it for a medicine. Even if you were using it as a preventative medicine, you would file as a B2 application. If somebody told you that if you use THC properly, that you could lower your chance of getting cancer by 50%, I know my hand is up to use something that would lower my chances of getting cancer in half, because we know now that 1 in 2 people will get cancer before they die. So you'd be a fool not to at least try it. And you don't have to misuse it. A lot of people think that reefer madness isn't glued in people's minds, but once you try it, and maybe not try eating too much or smoking a huge gagger, that you'll understand that it doesn't change the way you are or who you are. It just adds to your way of life. And ultimately, that's what getting this license, and something that you're going to have to explain to your doctor, is that cannabis helps you with your way of life, and you're going to continue to use it whether he wants to help you or not. But you need to do the initiative, because he's not going to do this work. Doctors rush people out of their buildings for a reason. They get paid, of course, a lot of money the more people they see, but at the same time, they make a lot of money from helping distribute certain drugs. I'm not going to get off topic, because people who know me know that I tend to get a little off topic. But a B2 application, very simple. It's just basic information, your name, your birth date, things like that, your medical conditions. Write this stuff down. Even though this is for your doctor, take as much of the initiative to fill out as much of it as you can, so all he has to do is confirm it. Very simple. The next part of the process, which is obviously a really important part, because you're going to get a card from Health Canada, a physical hard copy card. And in order to do that, like a passport, you're going to need to take your photos. And in Form A, and this is the application for yourself to file, to send to Health Canada, to say that you want to possess marijuana. Now, this is really important that you read through and have all this stuff filled out before you go to your doctor. You don't want to go half-cocked and not know what you're getting yourself into. Because like a driver's license and a restricted firearms license, of course you're going to study before you go to the road test or to the firing range. You got to remember that doctor is your road test and he is your firing range, so you're going to fire off information to him, and in that information is things like you know, how you intend on ingesting it, inhalation or orally. Now you should try both of these, and both of these methods are good, mixed or not. You have to understand that no practitioner in his right mind is going to tell you that smoking cannabis is going to help you with any ailment. But vaporization. Now this is key to mention to your doctor. You need to explain to him that you understand what makes marijuana medicine, and it's THC and certain other cannabinoids. Now again, there's lots of information on Head Shop Canada where you can learn a little bit about this information, and you really want to bombard them with it. And don't be afraid to pull out other studies done by like the Institute of Medicine that said that it prevents cancer, things like that. You know, having supportive documents when you see your doctor can be very beneficial in getting your license, because all you want to do is present yourself in a manner to doctors that you want to become a law-abiding, tax-paying citizen. And what I mean by that is, now I'm going to tell you something next here, and a lot of people can dispute with what I'm saying. I don't care. I'm just doing this to help people. If you want to be a dick about it, go ahead, fight me all you want. But I'm here to stay. You know what I mean? This is where I was planted, and this is where I will grow. It's kind of double meaning there. Anyway, Form E1. This is the application to purchase marijuana from the federal government. Now, I know that the marijuana grown by the federal government may not be the best in the world. It's been irradiated, it's poorly grown, but you have to think outside of the box, man. You cannot go into a doctor's office telling him you want to grow your own medicine, because he understands how complicated it could potentially be. Not everybody can be a successful ganja farmer. Yeah, anybody can do it, but not everybody can grow really good medical grade cannabis. The thing of it is you need to understand that there's somebody at Health Canada who's approving these licenses. There's 3 types of licenses. There's people who want to purchase marijuana from them. There's people who want to grow their own marijuana, and there's people who want to get marijuana from people like myself, designated growers. Now, you have to think, like I said, like them. Now, they're selling cannabis that they purchase for like $3 or $4 an ounce for $150 plus GST and shipping. And if you don't pay the bill, they'll garnish your wages, take it out of your taxes. They might even sell your home on you. Again, sometimes I have to explain to people that the government is drug dealers, and potentially worse than drug dealers, because at least drug dealers just threaten you if you don't pay them. They don't actually come and steal your shit. I don't recommend not paying your drug dealer. Keep paying them if how you want to choose to get your marijuana. But you need to present yourself in a manner that you don't want to support the black market anymore. And these are things that you need to explain to your doctor when approaching him about this. You need to say, Doc, I heard you can get marijuana from the federal government mailed to your door. You don't want to go off about activism and all this other stuff. You just want to say that you want to be a law-abiding, tax-paying citizen, and only you can make this possible. I've done my part. I need you to do yours. That's why all these things need to be filled out. And remember, on that Form A that I originally had, there's also in there, it says that you need 2 copies of identification or pictures of yourself, and the doctor needs to sign one to say that this is in fact you. Now, you don't want to go into the doctor's office half-cocked. So I'm hoping that this brief video breaks down a couple of the forms that you're going to be needing to get your license. And again, anybody can get this license. Anybody. So I hope you go out and you try to get this license, because when you have it, it is probably one of the best feelings you'll ever have as a cannabis user. The freedom, you're not living your life in fear, you're not worried about people thinking you're a criminal. It's a nice feeling. Anyway, I probably missed a ton of stuff. I'm going to do a more lengthy video. I got a couple controversial videos that I'm going to put out as well. But a lot of people have been hassling me about this since I got my art gallery kind of kiboshed by, well, you can read about that on the website too. Anyway, this is Tim from Head to Head. Cross those T's. This is Tim. Peace.
Herb is a plant. I mean, herbs are good for everything. Why these people who want to do so much good for everyone, who call themselves governments and this and that, why them say you must not use the herb? You see, we just see them just say, no, you mustn't use it because it make you rebel.